A very good morning, all of you. Welcome to the lab session number 4. In the lab session 4, we are going to use a new software called Multisim. In this lecture, I am going to show you how to install and what are the different options, how to use this software to design the logic circuits. Okay. As far as today's lab is concerned, we are going to see IC adder, especially carry look ahead adder, how to give the inputs to the IC of carry look ahead adder, and how to check the output of the IC adders. Before we go into the experiment design, let me give you some brief introduction about Multisim and its capabilities. So Multisim is from National Instrument. All the copyrights belongs to National Instrument, and they have a student edition which can be downloaded for free of cost, and you can use it for our STLD lab purpose. Okay, the people who are having laptop can download the software from the National Institute website. I'm going to show you how to download also in a moment. So before that, we are going to see what are the capabilities of Multisim. With this Multisim software, you can construct all the analog circuits based on resistor, transistor, diodes, as well as linear IC, like your op amp circuits. All those things can be constructed, can be verified their behavior, and similarly all the digital circuit, basic gates, adders, subtractors, multiplexer, demultiplexers. And the advantage is in both the analog and digital circuits, we also get ICs, direct ICs. You will get it. You don't have to connect. You can connect block by block with the basic building block, as well as you can directly take the IC of that particular operation, and you can connect the inputs to the IC and check the output. Like if you take a addition like half adder or full adder, you can connect with a basic building block, as well as you can use the IC adders like 74280, a basic 4-bit parallel adder with carry look ahead adder. So we can use both ICs as well as basic building block to construct the circuits. And you can also have virtual instruments in the software, where you can connect oscilloscope, you can connect multimeter, check the current, voltage, waveforms. Okay, these are the only capabilities I am telling. There are many other capabilities which you can explore if you are interested. But as far as our syllabus is concerned, this much capabilities is enough for our lab course. Now I'm going to show you a brief history of Multisim software. So initially it was electronic workbench, and it was used for teaching the universities and technicians to about electronics and electrical component testing and all. It is maintained by National Instrument Educational Legacy. Then a specific version Multisim with feature developed for the teaching of electronics. In 1999, Multisim integrated with UltraBoard after original company merged with Ultimate Technology. It's a PC layout software. In 2005, Interactive Image Technology, which is developed the electronic workbench, acquired by the National Instrument, and electronic workbench group and Multisim was renamed with National Instrument Multisim. Now it is acquired by National Instrument. Okay. So this is a brief history of your National Instrument Multisim software. Now I'm going to show you how to install the student version of Multisim. This is free. So what you do is you just go to Google. Just Google, type NI Multisim student. Then it goes to student edition. Then just click on only National Instrument related one. So you can see this is a download page where you can have your NI Multisim software 14.2 version. You can see it's clearly mentioned education. So what it is, you click education and click on the download. Then it goes to a next window where you need to enter your details like your name, your email ID and all. Then you are allowed to download the then you will be go to a next page where you are going to download a software package NICDS. When you double click it, it's going to show you NI package install. That means it's going to install different packages which needs support to run the multi-sim. Then you'll end up with a, then you accept all the license agreements. Since I already installed, it's already there, so it is asking for the upgrade. So once you review it, then go to next, then go to finish to install your installation. Once your installation is done, now what you do is, now type NI multisim. You see the NI multisim 14.2 version and run as an administrator. Now you are going to open our simulation software here. If you look at the software, it has similar options as many other softwares. So I'm going to explain few options which are going to be useful for our lab work. So there are three panels. One is a components panel, instrument panel, and simulation panel. So if you look at here, this entire region is called components panel, and this region is called simulation panel, and this region is called instrument panel. And the mouse point where I'm showing this is the instrument panel. So in the components panel, you can have a place a source, means you can choose wide variety of sources. Digital source, like if digital source means you can have a digital clock. Take a power source, means you can have VCC, ground. So for your circuit you may need to use ground, you may need to VCC 5 volts. So suppose you want to place VCC, just select the VCC and press OK and place it on the workspace and just close it. You can see here your VCC is placed now, and you can just select it and you can delete it when you want to delete. This is the active area in which you are going to construct our circuit. This is a place a source. By using this source you can add your power supply as well as ground. Then go to the next one, place a basic components. If you look at here, this has almost all the resistors, capacitors, variable resistors, variable capacitors, okay, and switches. So these are all basic components related to the normal network analysis. Now go to the diode symbol where you are going to place different diodes. You can see here vector diode, pin diode, LED, photodiode, GINA diode. So all the diodes with their specifications. You can see here these are commercially available diodes. That's why there is a special number given for each diode. If you put that number in the internet, you are going to see the details. What is the composition, whether it is silicon based or germanium based diode, and you can also see here the company which it is manufacturing, also the manufacturer, also like manufacturer details also giving here. This how you can place your diodes or photodiodes or diodes on the workspace to check their behavior. Now go to the transistor symbol. Your transistor symbol have basic transistors. If you want to check the basic transistors, these are all basic transistor versions. And you can also have JFET, you can also have MOSFET, Darlington pairs, and UJTs. Okay, so these are all related to the different transistors available in this particular software. Then if you click the next one, place TTL. This means this is a logic family. That means you are going to see all the ICs. Say whatever you have seen previously. So this is only just transistor, and this is your analog quantities. So analog means you are going to have your op amps, your comparators, your differential amplifiers, your audio amplifiers, instrumentation amplifiers. Okay, these are all analog circuit related components or ICs, you can say. So you can say for each component the description is clearly given, whether which company has manufactured and what is the function of that particular device and all. Now if you click on the TTL, this TTL is nothing but it's a logic family where you are going to have different ICs manufactured with the TTL technology. So if you look at here, you can see there are different families: 74 STD family, 74S, 74IC, 74LS, 74 ALS. We have different family. If you look at here, we already know 7400 is an AND gate. If you look at here, it's a quad 2 input NAND gate. That means you are going to have 4 NAND gates in that particular IC. You can see the IC manufacturer. These are all ICs. The moment you see the TTL means that's a family where you are going to see only ICs. Similarly, if you can take 7408 quad 2 input AND gate, 7404 EXA inverter, that means you're going to have 6 inverters in one particular IC. So you can have different ICs of different gates. You can see here, even the moment you are moving, each IC is giving the different specifications. So this is the important point you have to remember. We are going to use this panel more frequently because we are going to do most of the work now onwards with the ICs rather than individual components. Okay, so this TTL icon, please remember. Similarly, we have CMOS. Sorry, it's selected. So we just similarly you have a CMOS. This is also CMOS family of ICs. You can also see here your CMOS 74 series, 74 HC series, CMOS 15 volts, CMOS 10 volts, a different version of ICs. In 74 also you can see same thing. 7400 will be NAND gate, quad 2 input NAND gate, 7404 will be EXA inverter, and 7408 will be AND gate. Okay, so this is a CMOS based IC. Similarly, if you look at for other numbers, you are going to see ICs, different ICs with their pin diagram. So we are going to use either CMOS or TTL. It's up to you. We can use both the ICs for our lab purpose. Now if you look at the next one, this is a miscellaneous digital items. You can have PLDs, microcontrollers, APLDs, FPGA, memory elements. Okay, this we are not going to use much. And let's see the place indicators. There you are going to see here your lights, your normal lights. Then you have alphanumeric indicator. Then you have a 7 segment displays. Then you have normal LED indicators. So this will be useful to display output results of a digital circuit. So please remember indicators. So we are going to use first one for the source placing and ground connection, and TTL or CMOS for the ICs, and a place indicator will give you an option to provide a output indicator. Then you have a miscellaneous option, some more, where you have a different options which we are not going to use much. You have transducers, optocouplers. Then if you look at the last one, advanced peripherals, where you can interface keyboard, you can interface LCD. Okay, then if you look at the last one more, the RF components. We have RF components in this category. Then special design national instrument components. Then we have different connectors, audio video connectors, Ethernet connectors, power connectors. Okay, this we may use for some time. And to access all these components, there is a one button called MCU. MCU means you are going to go to the window where you can select sources individually, or you can select basic components, or you can select TTL family, or you can select CMOS family, or you can select diodes. So that means, so if you are very clear, you can directly click on the required component icon, or else if you are not clear, then go to MCU, then select which one you want to access. Suppose you want to access power, then you can select whether you are using which kind of power source you require. Then go to switches. Then go to indicator. There you can access all the indicator whatever you have seen previously. So this single icon will give you options to select which component you want to place in the workspace. Okay, so this all about the components available for us to design our circuit. Now if you look at the green button here, this is a run button. That means the moment your circuit is ready, you can run this. So since I did not connect anything, it's showing some error. And there is a stop button here. So these are the simulate your circuit and stop your circuit and check your circuit. Then if you look at here, there is one more panel here. This is zoom panel. Suppose if I keep one component, let me show you how it's going to work. So if I place the zoom, it's going to zoom your work window and zoom out. Okay, this is all about zoom options, and this is about how to run and stop your simulated circuit, and these are components. And if you can see here, there is the interactive panel here. This is called instrument panel, where we are going to have different virtual instruments. Let's take a simple one, Tektronix oscilloscope here. So we have oscilloscope here. When you double click it, you are going to see the original oscilloscope, I mean like original view of the oscilloscope. Then you can switch on the power, you can switch on and switch off. This is like a virtual instrument. Then you can connect channel 1. Then you can change voltage scale. You can change the timing from few milliseconds to microsecond. Then you can also connect channel 2. You can also change channel 2 parameters. Okay. Then you can connect your inputs from a given circuit. Then you can check your waveform here. Similarly, you can also have multimeter. Place it here, then double click it. You can measure current, you can measure voltage, you can measure resistance by connecting your terminals plus and minus to this particular virtual instrumentation. And similarly, you have a signal oscilloscope, where you are going to see your generated waveform. So this is a function generator, where you can generate sine waveform, triangular waveform and square shape waveform. So these are all different options available in the Multisim software. Some of the options can get it from here also. You can go to here, simulate means F5. Instead of pressing here, you can also use simulate and run. Then place, you can also go, you can also use this drop down bar to select the component, but this is the easy way to select the components. Then you have file menu to open existing project or save the existing project or close the existing project. Then edit, then you can copy paste all those things, which you can do it directly on the workspace itself by using Ctrl C and Ctrl V options. So once you are done with it, then you can see here there is a save symbol to save your project. Then there is a print. So when you print it, your active area will be print. Then you have a cut option, copy option. Okay, so rest other options please explore on your own. So this is all about basic your multisim capabilities, multisim overview. Now I'm going to show you a carry look ahead adder experiment by using 74283 IC. That IC number is 74283. Okay, I'm going to place now 74283. I'll show you how to construct a circuit. So go to your TTL IC. Since we need TTL IC, now let us construct the 4-bit parallel adder with carry look ahead with 74283. So this is my working space in which I am going to construct my circuit. So let's take the first component 74283 first. Let's go to TTL family and look for the 74283. You can see here you can have different version 83DN and all. I'm going to take 74283N and I'm going to place my 4-bit parallel adder here. You can see it is clearly mentioned it is a 4-bit full adder with fast carry. That means a carry look ahead adder. So this is my IC. Now I'm going to connect my inputs bit like A1 to A4 and B1 to B4. Please remember, for this circuit your ground and power like VCC and ground will be connected automatically by the software itself. You don't have to give any external connection from the VCC or ground to the ground and VCC connection of the IC. As I said in the introduction class, your AND gate or your NOT gate ICs have 7th pin and 14th pin. 7th pin for the ground and 14th pin for the VCC. You have to give manual there, but in this software you don't have to give it. So if you want to run this, if you want to test this IC, you need to first create the input side. That means you are supposed to create switches for input A1, A2, A4, then similarly B1, B2, B3 and B4. So I'm going to take first your input. That means you are supposed to take either 0 or 1. That means you need one power supply and ground. So I'm going to take first power sources, in which I'm going to take VCC. So I'm placing my VCC here. So you can see this is stating same thing whatever I told just now. Hidden pins are using hidden on-page connectors with name VCC. The placing this Gobler connector will form a virtual connection to those pins. That means automatically connects your VCC as well as ground. So my VCC is placed here. Now I'm going to take one ground connection. Then I'm going to take ground here. Let's make it ground here. Now we have both 0 volts as well as 5. So now we have both 0 volts and 5 volts. Now you need to connect with a switch for each 4 bits VCC through a switch. The switch should toggle between 0 volts and 5 volts. That means you are supposed to take a bidirectional switch. If I go to switches, you are going to see a bidirectional switch. Let's take somewhere here. You can see this is a bidirectional switch. Okay, let's select the bidirectional switch and place it here. Now you can rotate to make our convenience. Now you can see here, this is my switch S1. S1 can be connected either upper side or lower side, and this output goes to the particular input. I'm going to connect. So you don't have to take any wire connection here. The moment you go to the close proximity of the any open wire, it shows a symbol with a star with a circle at the center. Now just drag, just hold your mouse pointer and drag and connect it. So now your 12 and your S1 is connected. Now I'm going to connect my upper part to VCC and lower part to ground. Now this switch is connected to 0 volts as well as 5 volts. Now I can toggle my switch. If I run, I can toggle my switch to 0 volts and 5 volts. Now I'm going to show you how to connect the output also. So you're supposed to use 4 identical bidirectional switch for the A bits, similarly 4 identical bidirectional switch for the B bits, and you're supposed to give lower part to the ground and upper part to the VCC, or either way around, but you should remember which part is given to the power supply, which part is given to the ground. Now I'm going to show you how to display the output. Now go to the display port. There you check the probe, where you can choose blue or green, red, whatever it is. Then place it here. Then you connect through a wire. Now your output is connected. That means your LED will be displayed whenever your S4 is 1. Similarly, you are going to connect 4 LEDs here, and you are going to connect one more LED for C4, so that whenever carry is generated, that will be displayed. So this is how you are going to connect switches at the input side and LEDs at the output side. Now I am going to show you the simulation of this IC, how it is going to work, how it is going to add the two 4-bit binary numbers. Now I am going to show you the 4-bit parallel adder, which I already did it. I am going to show the simulation now. What you do is go to view and try to change the view to without grid, so that you can see the circuit clearly. This is my IC, and if you zoom it, you can see here my A1 to A4 are connected to the 4 bidirectional switches. Here A4 is my MSB and A1 is my LSB. Similarly, B1 is my LSB and B4 is my MSB. You can see here also bidirectional switches are connected. And if you look at here, the lower parts are connected to, if you look at here, the lower parts are connected to the power supply. All the lower parts, lower connection of the bidirectional switch is connected to the power supply. Similarly, in this case also, lower part are connected to the power supply and upper parts are connected to the ground. That means when I keep switch down means your A1 is 1, and you keep switch up means your A1 is 0. Okay. Now if you look at here, my C0 is connected to the ground. As I said, for a 4-bit full adder, the first carry is 0. For the first full adder should be a 0. So I connect it to the ground. and I connected 4 LEDs here, S1, S2, S3, S4 and S and carry 0. Now I'm going to simulate. So I'm going to push the simulate button in green color, or F5 you can press. I'm going to simulate now. You can see my simulation is running at the corner. You can see the blue, green color boxes here. That means your circuit is under in simulation. Now I can choose my input. Let me take 8 and 8. All the inputs are 0. I'm going to make B41 and A41. That means it is 1 0 0 0 1 0 0 0. That means 8 plus 8 will be 16. If I make 7 plus 7, that means you have to make all the ones, both A1 and B1, B2 and B3. If you look at here, all the ones will be 14. You can see here 1110. If I make 1 is 8, 8 plus 6 will be 14, and we'll make it 8 plus 1. 8 plus 1 will be 9. 8 plus 2 will be at 10, 1 0 1 0. 8 plus 3 will be 11. 8 plus 4 will be 12, and so on. This is how you can verify the 4-bit parallel adder using multisim software using 74283 IC. So these are for today's lab session. In the next lab session we are going to see other ICs, they are working. Okay, thank you all.